Let's just now move on to get you more news coming in, and this is in regard to the US and India tightening the knot there with External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar, who met with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio in this meeting that took place in Washington, signaling a fresh push as far as the ties between India and US is concerned. And of course, this is not just the bilateral ties, but also through the Quad. Discussions over critical minerals, energy security, and trade remain basically front and center. Both leaders welcomed the new US-India trade deal, which was announced by Modi as well as President Trump just yesterday. And so, in fact, on the same very day, the meeting has taken place, under which the Washington DC has decided to cut down tariffs as far as India goods are concerned. These are Indian goods to 18% from 50%, and opening doors for faster commerce and deeper economic trust. The Indo-Pacific has stayed firmly in focus with both sides, stressing stability, prosperity and democratic alignment through the Quad. S Jaishankar, the External Affairs Minister, called the talks wide-ranging, covering trade, energy, defense, nuclear cooperation, technology and minerals.
Our manufacturing sector is obviously something the president cares a lot about. That's why he's so determined and dedicated to his tariff policy, which, as you all saw yesterday, the president struck another great trade deal with India. He spoke with Prime Minister Modi directly. They share a very good relationship. India committed to not only no longer purchasing Russian oil, but buying oil from the United States, also perhaps from Venezuela too, which we know will now have a direct benefit on the United States and the American people. And in addition to that, Prime Minister Modi committed to $500 billion of investments into the United States, including for transportation, for energy, and for agricultural products as well. So this is another great trade deal, thanks to President Trump.
But the deal is already stirring a debate. When it comes to the opposition leaders, they are demanding that the central government be transparent about the trade deal, questioning why the announcement has come from Trump's social media site Truth and not from India, not from the Prime Minister first. And in the United States, critics too are beginning to ask what's in the fine print. This, as others are still keeping on, they are literally backing the deal, but calling it a win-win situation. But is it really a win-win situation? Let's get you the reactions coming in.
The U.S. is charging India a tariff of 50%, but it's charging the United Kingdom a tariff of 10%. That's a violation of the MFN rule. Likewise, per the recently announced deal on social media, and we should talk about whether it's even really much of a deal, when the U.S. says it's going to drop its tariff to 18%, on Indian origin merchandise, it's still a violation of the MFN rule.
The announcement of the conclusion of the trade deal was very welcome and will provide a major boost to U.S.-India relations. I think that this is a big step in the right direction. I don't think that the relationship will turn around overnight. I think that there has been a lot of trust lost over the last 10 months. And there were not only trade problems, but also, there have been disagreements between the U.S. and India, for example, on the aftermath of the India-Pakistan conflict, what happened there. So while this is a major step forward,